Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and today we're going to be doing a what I watched in November video. So I'm going to be going through all of the horror movies that I watched in November, and wow, I started this idea on November the 17th. So this video is what I watched from November the 17th. But I recently downloaded the app Letterbox, so you guys can check out my Letterbox if you want to see my reviews and what I'm watching. And I'm going to be doing that monthly now, so I can show you guys what I'm watching. As I know on Instagram, I get a lot of people that they want to know like my thoughts, my opinions. I get people messaging me all the time, which is really lovely. So I thought, why don't I just do a video on it, because it will be way easier. So today we're just going to be going through everything that I watched from the 17th, which is only a few movies, but you know, you've got to start somewhere. So let's just hop on in and show you the movies. We all know that I love a good stack, so I just brought along the DVDs. The extra DVDs that I watched. There are some that I didn't watch DVD form, but I'll let you know if I didn't and where I watched it. But I have like this really obsession that if I'm going to watch a new movie, I kind of want to watch it as a DVD and not on like Netflix or something. Does anyone else have that like thought process that you have to watch it like DVD format first? It's really weird. So going at number 1 on the 17th, we watched Ghost Ship for the first time. What did I think of Ghost Ship? So let's see. So I rated Ghost Ship 3 stars. It was good. I liked it. It had like a good like premise to it that I was sort of like really intrigued about. Hadn't really seen many movies that are sort of location is on a ship, so that was really nice. Another thing that I really loved was that one of the actresses was Emily Browning, and if you don't know, Sucker Punch is one of my favorite movies of all time, which stars Emily Browning, so I really enjoyed that. There was another few sort of friendly faces in this movie. It was a sort of stick on the background kind of movie, I think, but overall I really enjoyed it. And the first scene was really, really brutal. Wasn't quite expecting that. I was like, oh okay, all right. So yeah, I scored this 3 stars and I liked it. Next, on the same day, on the 17th, I watched another movie, which is The Hitcher with Sean Bean in it. Now, I rated this 3 stars again. I love Sean Bean as an actor. I think he's really great, and I think he did a really good job in The Hitcher. Like, you had that like kind of creepy, spooky premise about him. So this movie was obviously about a couple that are on a journey in the car when they come across a hitcher, and they drive past them because they're like spooky AF. And I would agree. I'd be like, nah, I'm not picking up anyone. Only they bump into him again at a car station, and they sort of have to pick him up eventually, and it all goes wrong from there. I really enjoyed this. It is kind of unbelievable. Like, I don't think that that would actually really happen. But I still found it really entertaining. There was some gruesome deaths in here, which I definitely liked. And I think there were some really tense moments in there, which really had me on edge. So I really liked it. Once again, I think it was just an easy watch to put on. Doesn't take too much concentration on this one. So yeah. Then on the 20th of November, I went onto Netflix and I watched the movie Siren. Now, Siren is based off of a character that I believe is in VHS, which I've seen many, many moons ago, so I might try and pick it up and watch it again at some point. But they base it on the sort of woman from VHS, the Siren. So I gave this movie a watch. Now, I like the idea of it, and I like how the concept of it, but I hated how it was executed. And I hated the actors. Like, some of the acting in it was so cringy. Like, I couldn't. It was really, really awkward. And some of the, like, the angles that were shot and the transition just felt so clunky to me that I just wasn't enjoying it in the slightest. Was we Draco? No. So I actually rated this a 2-star. Probably the other star was just because I liked the concept and just, yeah, I was not a big fan of this movie at all. So I would not, I don't think I would recommend it. It was okay, but other than that, but the premise of the movie was that these boys are having their stereotypical bachelor, is it bachelor party? No. Oh, what's like men's version of Hindu? I don't know. I'm not a man. Anyway, he's about to get married, so they all go out and party, and you got that stereotypical older brother who's like, yeah, we're gonna go and find all the girls and we're gonna go to the best clubs, and it just really doesn't happen. And they come across some seedy guy and he's there like, oh, I know a place. Yeah, it's the best. It was all very cheesy, and I felt like I could have told you the script before they showed me what was going on. Like, it was very predictable after that. But then basically the groom meets the siren and he wants to set her free, basically, and then he realizes what the siren's like. And yeah, you can tell it wasn't a very adventurous storyline. Moving on. So the next films that I watched, this one I watched on the 21st of November, and that is Resident Evil. Now, I know there's a new Resident Evil coming out in December, so I wanted to watch all of the old Resident Evils because I haven't watched them properly. So it was really fun to watch them all for the first time. So this is the first Resident Evil, and I loved it. It was so good, so good. I love the story. I love how the story is just based in one place. So this is about a woman that sort of wakes up in this sort of house. Some men barge in and they go down to this underground lab where everybody has been killed off because this T virus has been exposed and zombies are now roaming around. So we all know that I love zombies here, so I instantly fell in love with this story. I feel like the actors was just so believable. Like, I just loved everything about this. Like, Alice is such a badass character. Like, she's great. And yeah, I loved everything about this. Like, I love that setting where it's just in one place. It was just based in the lab underground, and that was it. Like, they did it so well, because sometimes that can be really boring in movies, but I think it just was executed really well. So I rated this a 4 stars for that because I really loved it, and I'm definitely going to be watching this again. So on the 22nd, I then picked up the next one, which is Resident Evil Apocalypse. This one, again, I liked. They brought in some new characters. I think they're from like the games, I believe. So it was like Jill Valentine, which I loved the characters. I thought it was really well done. I think I pretty much liked this one as much as I liked the first one. Them showing off Nemesis was really cool, and I thought that was a really fun part of the movie. Like, it was action-packed throughout. Alice, again, was just her usual badass self. I was like, yes, badass female, we love that here. What can I say about these movies? I just love them. I feel like everyone knows these movies by now, but I'm just really behind and have never watched them. So I rated this 4 stars, just like the first one, because I love them both sort of equally as much as each other. Then on the 23rd, I watched Resident Evil Extinction. I don't know what it was about this one, but I just couldn't get into it like the other two. I liked the setting. The setting was sort of in a desert, and it was sort of more like this cowboy kind of theme, but I couldn't quite get into this one, and I can't pinpoint why. Once again, they brought on new characters, and I don't know. Maybe I was just in a bad mood, and maybe I just have to rewatch it again at some point, but there was something in me that just was not liking this, and I'm not sure why at all. So I rated it 2.5 stars. Sorry if that was your favorite Resident Evil, people, because I just slated it. So sorry. So on the 24th of November, we watched probably the worst movie I have ever watched, and that is Encounter. Now, if you saw my last video, which I will link up here, by the way, I said that I picked this up for £2 at CX, and I pray that it was a good movie. It was not a good movie. It was so bad. So this was about a couple that move into this sort of like old farmhouse. The man is sort of doing this sort of thesis project on orbs, which doesn't really go into it very well. It just looks like some guy with a camcorder. Also in this movie, I think it tried to go on like that found footage theme, but they just couldn't stick with it. They kept doing like sort of like normal shots, then sort of like found footage shots, and it just felt a bit of a mess, and I just don't know if they knew the direction that they wanted to go with that. The acting was and then the ending was just. If you've ever seen American Horror Story Season 2, and you know the ending of that, then you kind of know the ending of this. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And I rated that 1 star. On the 25th of November, I then picked up back to the Resident Evil and I watched Afterlife. This one was great. This one was good. It was a lot better than the other one. I liked the setting. I liked the new characters they brought in once again. I just like this one more than the last one. What was the last one? Extinction. I like this more than Extinction. I just think it was that sort of like that concept of zombies are surrounding a place. We need to escape. You've got a group of people, and it was sort of a more. Apart from the beginning, the majority of the movie was set in one place again, which I think I like in these movies. And then the ending, wow. When they went on the boat, and yeah, I really liked that, and it got me really excited to watch the next one. So, excuse me. I rated Resident Evil Afterlife 4 stars. Then on the 26th, I then picked up Resident Evil Retribution. And now this, I haven't watched the last one yet, but so far, this one was my favorite. And I'm going to tell you why. So, once again, like in the first, it's set sort of in a lab, but it's sort of different. And just the idea that they've got like these sort of like settings of different cities within this lab, and she has to go through all of them to get out, was just amazing. I love that some of the actors from the previous movies came back for this one. That just, I love seeing familiar faces. I was like, hey, it's you again. I just really love this one. Ada Wong is probably my favorite character, and I don't know why, but she was just so badass, and I was like, ooh, oh girl, we like you. Her and Alice together, I was just living for that. And Jill Valentine coming back as well, and just getting everyone back in for this movie it just felt really good. I'm almost kind of scared to watch the last one, because I feel like, I know this one ended on like a really big cliffhanger, but I feel like this movie probably should have been the last one, because they just got everyone back together. They just kind of felt, like an end to me. Apart from the ending, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And I rated this one 5 stars. Then on the 27th of November, I picked this one to watch, which is House at the End of the Street. This one was with Jennifer Lawrence, and I looked at the reviews on Letterbox and I was a little bit shocked. I liked this movie. I saw people thought that, oh, this was not original, the acting was bad, but I disagree. So the story of this one was basically a mum and a daughter move into a house that is opposite a house where a girl murdered her family. They soon find out that the son is still alive and he's living there. And the son and Jennifer, her character, sort of start interacting with each other, and then she soon starts finding things out about him and what happened in the family. I thought, for what it was good. I didn't think the acting was bad at all. I thought it was really believable. I find that if I think it's a good movie, then I'll pay attention to it. Like, I won't lose interest. And I didn't lose interest in this movie. I was hooked from the start to the finish. I wanted to know. No, it wasn't original. Like, it was pretty a predictable storyline, but that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me was it was believable, the acting was good, the setting, the music, and all those aspects are good. And they were. And that's why I liked it. I feel like I'm getting angry and heated at those scathing reviews that I read on Letterbox, but I liked it. So, boo to you, other people. No. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, everyone. And that's why this community is so great, because we all have different views. So I actually rated this 4 stars. Yeah, I rated it 4 stars because I liked it. I liked it. Then on the 29th of November, which is the last movie, was The Last House on the Left. I think we're gonna end this one on an interesting one. So, this movie. Where do I begin? This movie is about a family that are on vacation and they go to their sort of like cab login sort of holiday home, where the girl is like, I want to go out, and the parents are like, oh, okay. So she goes and meets her friend, where they meet another teenage boy. And he's like, I got drugs back in my place. And he's trying to get these girls. And he's like, I got drugs, come. So they go, and there's like these bunch of criminals there that are really, really brutal. And they kidnap the girls. And there is a horrific rape scene in this movie. Like, it was, oof. It was a hard watch. Like, it was very realistic, I thought, and I thought the acting was absolutely amazing. It made me feel so uncomfortable and so sad. It was hard and it was really deep. So if you're looking for like a easy watch, I won't pick this one because it was dark and it went pretty hard pretty quick. And basically it's sort of like a revenge movie from the family, as the brutal people stay with the family, having no idea that they just raped and almost murdered their daughter. So it was like a revenge movie pretty much. I loved the action. I loved the deaths. I loved that, like, it was so brutal. It was, I thought the acting was superb. One of the sort of like bad villain guys, was played by Jesse from Breaking Bad. And I loved it. Like, wow, he did a really good job. Also, another thing that I want to point out was, the soundtrack. Oh, you've got me good when you play John Murphy. in the background, and that's what they did. And I loved it so much. It was so good. It added to the tension, it added to the atmosphere. It just felt really well done, but it's deep, and that scene was a lot. Yeah, so if you don't like anything to do with rape or just being like tortured, I won't give that one a watch. But that ending scene, god damn, that's gonna stay with me. I'm not going near a microwave ever again. Spoiler alert. So that was everything that I watched in November. I really hope that you guys liked this kind of video. Sorry I'm a bit rusty and I don't really know what to say. I'm sure next month or in the months after that I'll get into more of a routine, and hopefully I can sort of say more and get my reviews across a bit better than what I am now. I feel like I'm just a mumbling mess. But I really hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing this again next month, so make sure you check out my Letterbox because we're going to be adding movies on there. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram because I'm more than likely going to share on my stories as well when I'm watching. So definitely check that out. And don't forget to like and subscribe because you know it helps me out quite a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!